What's up, TBC fam?
Welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back to the channel, y'all. All right, y'all. So today we are going to be addressing some questions that a lot of you guys have been having, you know, for us, essentially, with us moving back to Charlotte from Houston, Texas. Obviously, you guys have seen a few of our other videos where we have been in a totally different house, which is, you know, that's why we want to address this, because we are, like I said, back in Charlotte, North Carolina. We've been back now for what, about 7 months, maybe, since October 4th, 5 months, since October 4th. And I mean, we're just kind of being real low-key, just trying to, you know, kind of get acclimated back to everything and figuring things out here back in North Carolina. But we are going to be doing a mukbang today. Obviously, we are eating food here right now. So we went to Famous Toastery, and we haven't been here in a little minute. I mean, ever since we went to Houston, it's been about 3 years. I haven't had Famous Toastery in like 3 years. But
it's probably been longer for me.
Yeah. But they got really good food. Famous Toastery got really good food, really good like breakfast, brunch type of deal. So we got a few things from Famous Toastery. Bobby got a scrambled, a two egg scrambled plate.
Yeah, I just got eggs, bacon, and potatoes and some toast.
Yeah, and I pretty much got the same thing. Mine was just kind of broken up because I added a waffle. So yeah, 2 egg scrambled with bacon. I got like seasoned potatoes. I didn't get toast, but I did. Like I said, I did get a waffle. So like I said, we got the eggs with bacon.
Thanks.
Got the seasoned potatoes. They have really good seasoned potatoes. And then I got a waffle down here as well. Oh, and then also one of the best things about Famous Toastery, I don't know what it is about the orange juice, but it's freshly squeezed, and it's like liquid gold for sure. You know, a lot of women say, you know, they want to say that like breast milk is liquid gold, but like this right here, literally liquid gold. So, but yeah, so we just want to, like I said, talk about our journey moving back to Charlotte. And we had a lot of different, there was a few different reasons for us moving back. Obviously, you guys know we went out there to Houston, and you know, we had a house built and everything like that. And we moved out there. We were out in Houston for about 1 year and 4 months, I believe, before we came back.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, almost 1.5 years. But one of the biggest things for us with being out there, it was good being out there. We definitely loved Houston. We loved Texas in general. Bobby definitely enjoyed it because it was always hot. She's an individual or creature that belongs in warm climates, should I say. She don't like the cold really. And then obviously, you know, here in North Carolina we get all the seasons. But like I said, we really enjoyed Houston. A lot of things were really, really good in terms of, you know, things for our kids. There was a lot to do out there. Our kids were in, you know, really good schools, a lot of opportunity, just like I said, a lot of different things to do. But the biggest thing for us was not really having the support system, you know, as far as us being able to really get out and do a lot of those things, especially when it came to just me and Bobby, and, you know, us being able to have like date nights and stuff like that, and just time for ourselves, you know what I mean? And we felt that, you know what I mean? We felt that a lot. Granted, with all of our family being back here on the East Coast, in North Carolina, like literally everybody, you know, we were the only ones out there. But grandparents, you know, aunts, uncles, godparents, the whole nine, everybody's here in North Carolina. We wanted to kind of like be back and to be able to have that support system so that we can still enjoy ourselves, you know. And then along with that, I'll say, you know, and then I'll let Bobby kind of like chime in. But along with that was the fact that, you know, obviously you guys know that I own a barbershop here back in North Carolina, and, you know, going out to Houston, my initial plan wasn't to really focus in on cutting hair. I kind of wanted to get more into the photography, videography scene, and, you know, just the timing of everything was kind of hard. You know, it was kind of hard to trying to build that up. Mind you, when I left, you know, I left a lot of money on the table. You know, with like pretty much giving away my clientele. And so, yeah, I mean, it was kind of a struggle. It was a struggle for me. Ultimately, I think that I'm happy with the decision of us moving back. I'm sure Bobby, you know, she has her pros and cons of the move. So yeah, I'm gonna let you weigh in on that and just kind of give your 2 cents on how you feel about the whole, you know, situation.
you tired? So coming back, while I had proposed it earlier on, I never really wanted to. And then I think when we finally made the decision, it was kind of, I felt blindsided by it because it came from him and it was a very quick turnaround. We're still trying to tie up like loose ends with our house and stuff out there, so that's been a challenge. And mentally I was in like a lower headspace, I would say, on an energy level, probably up until the end of February. I do like being in Charlotte, like closer to my friends, so I've been trying to like focus getting together with them a lot more. And obviously it's getting a little bit warmer here, so I have felt a little better, but I would be lying if I didn't say I wish things would have worked out in Texas, because I do. So there was a part of grieving for me that I had foreseen, like my kids growing up there and being there. So for me that was like a challenge. Being back in Charlotte, I feel like we have family, but not in a sense of still like the way of like people who have support every day. Like we don't have that still. To me, we're still in a sense of that space, and I just feel like that's something that's not going to get easier until they are all school age and they get older. So we'll have like 2 in school together in the fall, and then hopefully put Kayla back somewhere. But I just feel like it does get a little bit easier as they get older to find things for them to do.
Yeah.
That I can also use the time to do for myself or like for each other. But for me, family was not an aspect or reason to move back, in my opinion. If anything, I probably see my friends more than I see family, and that's because a lot of my friends are actually in the city of Charlotte. So I've just been trying to focus on that, and I'm a big planner, so if I can plan things with my people, I try to do that at least like once a month. So that's kind of where I've been about it. I'm back at the job I used to work a long time ago and getting ready to focus on some new goals from there, but still like in the in-between, we still have a long way to go before we feel somewhat settled into being back. And like we still have a huge tie in Texas right now with the house. I did grieve leaving the house more than I thought I would, like I said, up until February. Having a 2-story house with small kids is overrated in my opinion. Maybe in the long run I'll feel differently, but right now I don't know where they at half the time, and I don't stress myself out trying to know where they at half the time either, because I'm just not going to.
I think one of the biggest things for me was, you know, obviously we're making the decision to leave to go to Houston. I didn't realize how much I needed to be at my barbershop. And so I think the transition back home for me wasn't as bad as you know, Bobby, or I didn't, you know, she said grieve, but I didn't really grieve it because I knew that I was going back to something that I really needed to be back at. Yeah, baby. You want some eggs? And so, yeah, for me, I mean, like I said, the transition was easy. I think, you know, when we start talking about being back closer to family and stuff like that, it's, you know, we start talking about support system. I mean, we do have a support system. We have multiple people, actually. I think the biggest thing for us is just planning things. It's not like it's not like grandparents are going to be like living nannies or anything like that, because, you know, obviously in this day and age, grandparents still work, and, you know, it's not like how it was whenever we were coming up, where we could be with our grandparents 24/7 or at their house 24/7, because, you know, all grandparents aren't retired, and, you know, a lot of grandparents nowadays have a lot of different things that they, you know, continuously do. It's not all about, you know, keeping grandkids all the time. So yeah, I mean, we just got to be a little more, I guess, a little more proactive whenever it comes to planning, you know, whenever we want to do things and stuff like that. But the fact that we do have people here, for me, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Beneficial.
It's very beneficial. You know what I mean? Like, we've been able to do a few different things since we've been back that we, you know, wouldn't be able to do if we were still out in Houston. And then when we were out in Houston, we literally, within like the year and 4 months that we were out there, I mean, we basically, me and Bobby had the opportunity to go out like on a date night, maybe twice.
Yeah.
And so you start thinking about that like within like a year's time, because the biggest thing is like, when you have kids, like everything is all about kids. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're good parents, you know what I mean. You're not just gonna just leave your kids with anybody, you know. And me being a father, I'm very cautious about who, you know, I have around my kids, who I let my kids stay with and stuff like that. Especially considering that I have girls, and that's just not to say that it's only for girls, because nowadays we all know that little boys and stuff like that, there's been instances where little boys have been taken or whatever it's going to be. So it's just not all about just, you know, the fact that I have girls, but I'm just a lot more cautious. I just feel a lot more comfortable with you know, people that I'm comfortable with. Like I said, grandparents, aunts, uncles, godparents, and stuff like that. So we didn't have none of that out there. I mean, we did have some friends that we, you know, were starting to trust and stuff like that, but they had kids of their own, and it's just, you know, our kids can be, you know, a burden at times, you know, whenever you start talking about the workload of babysitting 3 kids. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. But like I said, I mean, even with us coming back, I've been a lot happier. I mean, I actually have. I've been a lot happier because I know that being here where my business is and where, you know, pretty much my foundation is in terms of, you know, financially, and just building and everything like that. With me coming back, I had to pretty much, you know, pretty much start over with building my clientele. But I'm hands-on, and that's one of the big things for me, is being hands-on and being back in, you know, in control of what I consider to be my baby, you know what I mean, in terms of my business. So yeah, I mean, so I think me and Bobbi, we have, you know, obviously have some differences whenever it comes to, you know, being in Texas versus being here. But I just know that the support, like I said, is there. We just got to be, like I said, more proactive with receiving the support. You know, receiving the support and you know, planning and setting up, you know, times for our family to watch our kids and help us out. They won't take up too much time, you know what I mean? It's just short and sweet, and just kind of let you guys know, like, why we came back. Like I said, it's been about since we've been back.
April.
Huh?
It'll be 6 months.
6 months April. So yeah, just, you know, just want to let y'all know kind of what the deal was, because a lot of people have, you know, been asking and, you know, wonder why we came back, and there's even been people asking if we, you know, do we ever think we'll go back out there? And it's just like, yeah, you know, I don't know. It's our like I said, our kids, at the end of the day, no matter what, our kids are going to come first, you know. And so I think with us being here from a financial standpoint, you know, from a support standpoint, it's just gonna be a lot better for us. And I won't lie, you know, there was a lot more out there for our kid in terms of things to take, you know, advantage of, and just opportunity and stuff like that. But, you know, there is a lot here in Charlotte too that the girls can take advantage of, and, you know, things that'll actually, like, you know, help them in their future. So
they probably adjusted the easiest.
Oh yeah.
Surprisingly, like, they just kind of go with the flow. Yeah. They're little.
Yeah, they're very easy. Like, I mean, they made friends stuff out there, and it's like, all right, we're leaving. Okay, well, you know, they say bye to their friends, and it's just like, you know, that is what it is. But yeah, the transition has been pretty smooth for them. I mean, they don't really, they're at the age where they just go with the flow. But yeah, like I said, we just wanted to just kind of let you guys know, you know, what's been going on with us over the past 6 months. We are officially back here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and, you know, plan on staying here for the foreseeable future.
No more.
Yeah, plus we have to kind of, you know, get in a space where we have more stability for our kids, you know, because we've been doing a lot, just moving and making, you know, certain decisions, you know, for our family. But it's time to get somewhere and sit still, as you know, the old people say. So just wanted to share this with y'all. I know we haven't been posting as much, but we're gonna start back posting, y'all. I promise y'all.
We will try to start back posting.
We're gonna start back posting. It's hard. It's hard. Like I said, we're getting acclimated with everything. But
as you can see, somebody's not in school, so
yeah, we gotta get her in school too. We're gonna get her in school.
Hopefully in the fall.
Yeah, once we get her in school, we definitely we're gonna wrap everything up.
You don't want to say hey?
No.
Say bye bye.
No.
Give it a peace sign.
Say peace.
No.
But yeah, so we're gonna wrap this video up right here, man. If y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section and just kind of let us know, man, like what y'all think about us moving back. And yeah, if you have any other concerns or questions or anything like that, man, you know, feel free to put it down in the comment section, and we'll answer questions, you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we're gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace. Say peace. Say peace. Say peace. Say peace. No? Peace.